King Solomon's empire was built on gold. We are told of his legendary treasures, his golden temple, and his fleets returning from the mysterious land of Ophir. But behind this ancient superpower lies a hidden partnership that history books rarely mention. Solomon did not build his empire to achieve his dreams of grandeur. He formed a deep, secretive alliance with Hiram, the king of Tyre, ruler of the Phoenician. The Phoenicians were the masters of the sea, possessors of maritime technology centuries ahead of their time. And Solomon owed them a debt that would almost cost him his kingdom. The Israelites were desert dwellers and farmers. They had no naval traditions. If Solomon wanted to trade with distant lands like Ophir, he needed ships. And not just any ships. But massive merchant vessels capable of surviving the treacherous currents of the Red Sea and the Indian Ocean. The Phoenicians of Tyre had been dominating Mediterranean trade for centuries. They possessed the secret formulas for waterproofing hulls with pine pitch, constructing sturdy keel structures, and navigation using the North Star. Solomon realized that if he wanted the gold of Ophir, he had to buy the genius of Tyre. The partnership was solidified in a secret treaty. Hiram of Tyre would supply the cedar and cypress wood from the forests of Lebanon, along with his master architects, shipbuilders, and sailors. In return, Solomon agreed to feed Hiram's island kingdom. Tyre was a rocky fortress with no agriculture. They needed food. Solomon contracted to send Tyre 20,000 measures of wheat and 20 measures of pure oil every single year. It was a massive economic drain on Israel's resources, locking Solomon into a perpetual debt to feed the Phoenician workforce. Under the supervision of Phoenician naval architects, Solomon built a massive shipyard at Etzion Geber on the northern tip of the Red Sea. Hiram sent his master shipbuilders to train the Israelites and man the oars. Here they constructed the ships of Tarshish, massive deep-hulled wooden vessels designed for long-distance voyages. These ships were the spaceships of the ancient world. Without Phoenician maritime navigation, Solomon's fleets would have never left the harbor, and the legend of his infinite wealth would have never existed. But as the years went on, the cost of Solomon's grand construction projects, including the temple and his own palace, began to outpace his income. The annual food shipments to Tyre were not enough to pay for the master craftsmen and the vast quantities of Lebanese cedar. Solomon fell deep into debt to King Hiram. The Bible records a shocking transaction. To settle his mounting debts, Solomon was forced to hand over 20 cities in the land of Galilee to King Hiram. The land was stripped from Israel to satisfy the Phoenician architects. When King Hiram traveled from Tyre to inspect the 20 cities Solomon had given him, he was furious. The cities were impoverished, agricultural ruins. In the biblical text, Hiram asks, "What kind of cities are these, which you have given me, my brother?" He called them the land of Cabal, which translates to good for nothing or worthless. Hiram refused to accept them as full payment, leaving the debt unresolved. This dispute created a hidden geopolitical tension that threatened to tear the alliance apart. How did Solomon settle the final debt? Historical records suggest a compromise. Solomon leased the cities back or paid Hiram in direct gold reserves, further depleting Israel's treasury. This financial strain is believed by historians to be the true reason Israel split into two rival kingdoms immediately after Solomon's death. The golden age of Israel was financed on credit, and the bill came due. The Phoenician shipbuilders got their payment, leaving behind a fractured kingdom and the ruins of a once great naval empire. The gold of Ophir may have filled Solomon's treasury, but it was the Phoenician ships that carried it. History is written by the kings, but built by the architects. What other ancient debts changed the course of empires? Subscribe to the Untold Archive and join us next time as we open the vault on the secrets of history. Tell us in the comments below, do you believe Solomon's alliance with the Phoenicians was worth the cost?